I am not going to lie to you. I forget basic syntax all the time, like embarrassingly basic stuff. And I have to Google it or ask AI. You'd think that I'd never seen a for loop or a reduce function before in my life. And honestly, it leaves me questioning my career, my livelihood, my life decisions. Sometimes I just wonder if I should have been a plumber or a joiner or something more simple. But here we are, 10 years deep. For context, I am a senior software engineer, 10, almost 11 years now. And there are some things that senior software engineers do and think, but we don't always say out loud. And today I'm saying the quiet parts out loud. Let's go. Number one, I use AI daily. I use AI daily. I use it for boilerplate code. I use it for unit tests. I use it to bounce ideas around. I use it as a tool in the same way that I might use a spell checker in Microsoft Word or reach for Stack Overflow if I don't know something. I use it as a tool to help me go faster and to be better. I know there's still a little bit of a stigma in some companies around using AI. As software engineers, we are paid to solve problems, and in my opinion, AI is a good tool to help me to solve those problems. What I do not advocate for is blindly copying and pasting code into your code base. I think the key thing to keep in mind when using AI is to engage your brain. Don't switch your brain off. Your brain is a muscle that needs to be exercised in order to grow. If you rely too much on AI, first of all, you're probably going to introduce a lot of bugs into your code base and a lot of code that you don't want to be in there. But not only that, in terms of you and your career, because you've not been exercising that muscle, you'll crash and burn at tech tests, you'll crash and burn at interviews. So use AI as a tool to help you go faster and be better, but engage your brain. Number two, office politics. I do not like to be involved in office politics, but the longer you work in corporate, especially, the more politics you'll see. And in my experience, the bigger the workplace that you work in, the more red tape, bureaucracy, and politics you'll see. For me, I just want to do my job, get paid, and go home. Please, Deborah, do not involve me in your beef with Pete. I don't want to be involved. I wish you both the best, but please don't talk to me about it. You'll meet different types of people. You'll meet the climbers who will tread on anyone to get ahead, including on their own dignity. And then there's people who just love drama. Sandra, I know Pete put a full stop at the end of that sentence on that email, but it does not mean that he hates you. Can we all just relax, please? And there are some people that will test your boundaries to see if you'll join their little clique and, bully other people. My advice to you is avoid these types of people. Be professional, be polite, do your job, get paid, go home, and have a nice life. Confession number 3, in the beginning of my career, I job hopped a lot. I'm not going to lie. In the first 2.5, 3 years, I had 4 jobs. And it wasn't that I was really intentionally job hopping, but I was always open to having a conversation with recruiters whenever they'd reach out to me. So they'd call me and be like, hey, are you looking for work? And I'd be like, well, not really, but I'm open to having a conversation. And that's kind of how that went. But for me, as somebody who does not have a CS degree, the opportunity to work on new tech stacks, to work on different teams, to work on different projects was really compelling. And obviously there's a financial benefit as well, because usually when you move jobs, you get a pay rise. Now, would that work in today's market? Probably not quite as well, because the market's not quite as good. So if you're going to do it, just make sure that you're doing it in a calculated way and don't take big risks. Confession number 4, I cannot remember the last time I applied for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed. All my work now comes from my network. Someone I've worked with before calling me up and be like, hey, are you free for work? Do you want to work on this project? Which is nice because I get to skip like the interview process and the tech tests because I've already worked with these people before, so they already know what I'm about. So if I could give you one piece of advice today, it would be to build your network, because it's really, really important, especially today when the market is in the state that it's in. Confession number 5, imposter syndrome never fully goes away. You could think you're the best engineer, and then some new guy will join your team, or you will join a new team, and then you will remember that there are levels to this. But now I've kind of learned to see that as a positive, because you'll get to have conversations with them, learn from them. They'll get to review your code, you'll get to review their code. So I would take that as a leveling up experience, and I'd take it as a positive now. The other thing that's kind of got easier, but it hasn't fully gone away, is solving difficult problems. In the beginning, when I was faced with a problem I did not know how to solve, it was really easy to panic. But once you've been in this situation 1,000 times where you've had a problem put in front of you that you don't know how to solve, you just become comfortable in just sitting in the unknown, not knowing how you're going to solve it, but knowing that it will get solved, because they always get solved, right? So it just becomes more of a comfortable place to be in. So imposter syndrome never really fully goes away, but it kind of becomes background noise that you become better at managing. Confession number 6, writing better code will not always get you paid more. I know engineers that are absolute rock stars, and I mean really, really very, very good, but they're not doing that well in terms of their salary or their day rate if they're a contractor. And sometimes they're just stuck in the same role. and nothing really changes. They kind of go stagnant, which is a shame because it's a bit of a waste. And then I know engineers who are kind of like, they're good, but they're not elite level, and they're getting paid really, really well. And when I think about it, I think there are two main things that separate these two types of people. And the second type of person, who's maybe not quite as good technically but is getting paid more, is number one, the ability to communicate effectively and in a compelling way, and number two, building their network. Alongside that, I would say they understand what the market pays for, they build the right connections, they know how to market themselves, and they're doing really, really well. So I would recommend to you, definitely work on improving your software development ability, but alongside that, work on other things like soft skills, building connections on LinkedIn, that kind of thing. Next confession, remote work is not for everyone. I've been fully remote for maybe 7 or 8 years, from before the time of COVID. I've worked in a bunch of different places. Currently, I'm in Bangkok, but I've been to Bali and Kuala Lumpur and Morocco and loads of places. And I genuinely love it. But some people need a structured office. Some people do not thrive being in an environment where they're working alone. And there are some people that get really, really lonely really, really easily as well. So if you're that kind of person, remote work is probably not going to work out for you, because you need to be able to show up and be disciplined when no one's watching. No manager over your shoulder, no office line manager keeping up to date with you all the time. Just you, your laptop, whatever view you're in front of today, and the ability to get stuff done even though nobody's watching. And the last and final confession is that sometimes I wonder if I'm falling out of love with software development. And I honestly never thought that I would say that statement, but I'll tell you why I say it. Even just a few years ago, in all my spare time, you would find me writing code. Like, I'd be building something all the time because I just enjoyed doing it. Evenings, weekends, whenever, you would find me writing code. And it's not so much that I've fallen out of love with it, but as I'm growing older, I find myself spending less and less time in my spare time writing code. And instead I'm picking up other things like photography or content creation as an example. I'm not sure. Like, I don't even really know how to express that one. I'm not falling out of love with software development. I still love my job. I still love what I do, but it's just that I'm not obsessed with it anymore in the same way that I used to be. And I think that that's still something that I'm figuring out in my mind.